What's up, travelers? SummationKid here. It looks like all of the previous leaks were actually wrong, and instead of either Albedo or Itto, we are going to get in the first half Navia and Ayaka, and then in the second half Raiden and Yoimiya. So for those of you who don't know, Navia is the new 5-star Geo character that is coming in patch 4.3. I did actually do a video on her, but unfortunately it was taken down, I'm guessing due to the inclusion of gameplay footage. But basically all you need to know is that Navia's weapon is a Gumbrella, her signature weapon. The one on the banner is actually an axe, but in actual combat she uses her Gunbrella. So her elemental skill is basically just a charged up shot from her umbrella. She will stop to aim, you can choose where to aim it. I think she gets interruption resistance during the charge, not too sure. And her ultimate just causes a barrage of cannonballs to rain down from the sky. Think of it as Zhongli's meteor, except smaller and repeatedly. So all in all, she is looking super cool and pretty darn fun to play. Now, moving on to the actual banners and their implications. So Navia's weapon is looking pretty good. Like most signature weapons now, it has crit as a substat. I believe it was crit rate 22%, something like that. And it has high base attack at 674 base attack. So right off the bat, it's looking like a really good weapon. The passive looks pretty decent. It gives you a flat increase to attack, I believe 20% at Refined 1, and it also increases elemental skill damage of the equipper whenever a party member gets a crystallized reaction. So that kind of makes sense, right? You activate her ultimate, and then a bunch of geocrystals rain down, triggering the crystallized reaction, and then you would swap into Navia to use her elemental skill and do a boatload of damage. So it looks pretty usable by Noelle and Itto if you really like the axe aesthetic. Not the most ideal, but still very usable since Noelle and Itto both do damage with their elemental skills. And of course the fact that she is running alongside Ayaka means that Navia's axe is running alongside Mist Splitter, one of the best 5-star weapons in the game in terms of both versatility and power. I'm not a huge fan of the color scheme though. I don't think it matches Ayaka very well. It is an Inazuma weapon, and back then they were doing the whole, so the signature weapons of the characters all revolved around the nation's theme. So that's Purple Lightning for Inazuma, and Green Rainforest for Sumeru, and it seems like they're changing this for Fontaine. So Navia's axe is styled basically around her character and not around Fontaine as a nation, which is something that I prefer. I don't know about you guys, but it is good news to me. Then, of course, in the second half, we have Raiden and Yoimiya. So again, two very good signature weapons running side by side in the form of Engulfing Lightning, formerly known as Grass Cutter, and Thundering Pulse. Engulfing Lightning is especially good because it is very good for energy-hungry polearm users in the form of Xiangling. And of course, if you don't have Engulfing Lightning on your Raiden, then getting it for her frees up the catch for Xiangling to use, which is also incredibly broken on Xiangling, due to how much it buffs your burst damage and how much of Xiangling's damage comes from her burst, i.e. like 90%. And then of course Thundering Pulse is another very good 5-star weapon because of the huge crit damage boost, as well as the fact that pretty much every character can make at least partial use of it. So it's especially good for normal attacking archers, like Yoimiya, and also maybe physical official, but it can be used fairly effectively by any bow character as long as you're willing to weave in some normal attacks, which is kind of a chore. I don't personally recommend it, but even if you don't do that, the huge amount of crit damage you get from it is good for any bow-wielding damage dealer. Basically what I'm trying to say is that the weapon banners in patch 4.3 are going to be absolutely busted. So I do highly recommend that if you are a spender, a light spender, a dolphin, or even if you're a long-time free-to-play player and you're for some reason not interested in Navia, then it's a good idea to spend on the upcoming weapon banners. Of course, we will have to wait and see a bit more to see what kind of 4-stars are coming on the banners, but even if the 4-stars are total trash, the 5-star weapons are just so versatile and good that most players are probably going to be dropping some primos on them anyway. So what do you guys think? Are you more excited for Navia, or are you more excited for the absolutely bonkers weapon banners that are about to grace us with their presence next patch? Leave a comment down below to share your thoughts, and of course if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. Hope you liked the video guys, and with that, SummationKid will see you in the next video.